Well, I'm sure there's going to be more people here, but I think they're stuck in traffic at the moment. I'd heard there was some kind of a festival in Carpinteria, so that's when they're coming up from down south. But I will introduce Swami to the four of you. Swami Balabhadrananda is here from headquarters in India, in Kolkata, Belur Math. And he has been in the order since 1976. He joined in Gold Park, which is our Institute of Culture, under Swami Lokeshwarananda. Some of you may have remembered when he came to visit Gloria. And, hi Marie. So he was there for 26 years, and then he went to Asansol. I never can get that. My tongue twists. Asansol. And then in 2012, he came to Belur Math again as the Assistant General Secretary. Now, the General Secretary kind of runs the whole thing. And so he's like in there running the whole thing, making sure we're all behaving right. And this is his first visit to the United States. He will be one of the speakers at the World's Parliament of Religions in Chicago. And I've just seen online that if you sign up, they're going to have online links. I think you have to pay to join, though. So we're extremely honored to have him here this evening. And he is going to be speaking on Holy Mother, which is one of our favorite subjects. Please, Swami.
I offer my salutations.
Here, if you don't put it too close.
Okay.
No, actually, it works better if it's off to the side slightly.
Oh, okay. So I offer my salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, Sharada Devi, Swami Vivekananda. I offer my salutations to all the prophets of all religions, Jesus, Buddha, and all the prophets. I offer my regards and best wishes to all the Sannasinis, Brahmacharinis, Sannasin, Sannasi, and yourself present in the audience. So I have been given this topic, Swami Sarvadevananda ji has chosen this topic for me, Holy Mother, Vedanta in Practice. Sri Ramakrishna says, we'll follow Sri Ramakrishna as he says in the Gospel, that whenever we assume human body, we have to come in the domain of the Divine Mother, Adya Shakti, primordial energy. Even a divine incarnation or avatar, Shuddha Brahma, pure Brahman is above Adya Shakti or primordial energy or Divine Mother, because Divine Mother is the power of Shuddha Brahma. But whenever even Shuddha Brahma thinks, the word think is not appropriate regarding Shuddha Brahma, but we have to use some language. Language is always imperfect, we know, to grasp or say anything about the ultimate truth, but we have to, in this relative world, for our daily living, daily interaction, language, we have to use some language, however imperfect language may be. In the relative world, language is very much useful. So whenever Shuddha Brahma thinks of assuming human body for our good, not to serve any purpose of the Shuddha Brahma, Shuddha Brahma also has to come under the sway of the Divine Mother. Sri Ramakrishna says this, that with the power of the Divine Mother, Avatar performs his divine sports or Leela. So, even Avatar is subservient, not only us, to Adya Shakti or Divine Mother. We know that Swami Vivekananda placed Holy Mother on a higher pedestal than Sri Ramakrishna. So we cannot take it only as an emotional exuberance. From this point of view also that is true. Shuddha Brahma, Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother is higher than Sri Ramakrishna. Then our subject is Holy Mother, Vedanta in practice. In fact, each of the Holy Triads' life is embodiment of Vedanta. They are all, each of them is Vedanta in practice. Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother says about Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother herself says about Sri Ramakrishna, that Sri Ramakrishna was Advaita. You know that context, that Swami Vivekananda established Mayavati Advaita Ashram, a center where God will be worshipped, while the ultimate spiritual principle will be, where the ultimate, only the impersonal truth, impersonal, formless truth will be, seekers will practice only to attain in that aspect, impersonal aspect, formless aspect. God will be, contemplated in his impersonal and formless aspect. So when Swami Vivekananda, once only he went to Mayavati Ashram because Captain Xavier passed away to console Mrs. Xavier. When Swami Vivekananda went there, he found that one of his disciples and one was disciple of Holy Mother, both are monks. They kept Sri Ramakrishna's photo in their room and offered flower. And Swami Vivekananda was very much displeased at that. And as we have heard from Lokeshwaranandaji, that the language Swami Vivekananda used, that is not in our books, that ekhaneu sei dariwala budo, here also I have to find that bearded old man, like that. In this language, he expressed his annoyance. Swami Vivekananda directly did not say that remove these photos of Sri Ramakrishna, but they got, they realized, the Swamiji was displeased, so they removed it. Then, but the doubt was there. For 2 years they harbored the doubt in them, and though they did not ask anyone, consult with anyone, but that was there. So Swami Vivekananda passed away on 4th July 1902. In that very month itself, you'll find, and Bimalanandaji and probably, Virajanandaji, they wrote a letter to Holy Mother, only a few days after Swami Vivekananda passing away. So important was that question, that doubt for them to, the solution of that doubt was so important for them, that they wrote a letter that this has happened, we have removed, but we cannot understand. Swamiji, everything was Sri Ramakrishna. Because of Sri Ramakrishna only Swamiji is what Swamiji is. And his photo also we cannot keep here. What do you say? Then Holy Mother wrote this. Holy Mother wrote, Sri Ramakrishna was Advaita. He did not say Sri Ramakrishna was Advaitin. Shankari Prasad Basu paid a great importance to this, choice of word, that not Advaita, but not Advaitin, but Advaita. So by this, Holy Mother wanted to mean that Sri Ramakrishna was the embodiment of that supreme Advaitic principle. As you are follower of that Guru, you are all Advaitin. I have no doubt to say that you all are Advaitin. So we know that Sri Ramakrishna, his Holy Mother himself said that Sri Ramakrishna was Advaitin. And Swamiji made this, and Vedanta does not mean only Advaita Vedanta. We should keep it in mind. Even Kali Puja is Vedanta. Swami Turiyanandaji was asked by Swamiji to preach only Vedanta here. And you'll find in Shanti Ashram, Turiyanandaji is talking of Divine Mother all the time. Not all the time, he's talking of Advaita Vedanta also, but very often he's asking his disciples to depend on Divine Mother. He himself also depended on Divine Mother. So everything is Vedanta. There is a book by Swami Tapasyanandaji, Vedantics, Bhakti Schools of Vedanta. So Vedanta does not mean only Advaita Vedanta. It includes Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishta Advaita, everything. So Swamiji wanted to make this Vedanta practical Vedanta. This phrase practical Vedanta is contribution of Swami Vivekananda. And he was motivated by Sri Ramakrishna's example. In Sri Ramakrishna, found living examples of Vedanta. These things, these incidents, we know that Sri Ramakrishna is looking at the green meadow in Dakshineshwar, last green meadow in the Dakshineshwar temple premises, and he became one with that. So much so that one gentleman, somebody walked over the grass, and he felt that somebody actually walked over his chest, and she screamed in pain. Then two boatsmen, he was sitting on the bank of the river in Dakshineshwar temple premises, and a boat was passing in the mid-Ganga, and two boatmen were quarreling among themselves. One may be the father, and another may be his son. So they are quarreling, Sri Ramakrishna observing them, listening to them from quite a good, considerable distance. Suddenly, that old boatman slapped roughly on the back of another boatman, and immediately that younger boatman cried out in pain, and here on the bank, Sri Ramakrishna also screamed in pain. And Hridaya came running, and he saw actually marks of fingers on Sri Ramakrishna's back. Then Narendranath once asked Sri Ramakrishna, when towards the end of his life, he contracted cancer and he could not eat at all. So Narendranath one day said, Divine Mother listens to all your prayers, so why not please pray to Divine Mother so that you can eat at least little amount to sustain your body. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, never have I prayed for my physical convenience or comfort, so I cannot pray for that. Then Narendranath said that for us, not for yourself, we will be happy. So for our sake, you please pray for this to the Divine Mother. And so we know so much Sri Ramakrishna was fond of Narendranath, so much he used to love Narendranath. If somebody would praise Narendranath, Sri Ramakrishna will say, he must be a good soul because he has praised Narendra. So he could never, mostly he could not turn down Narendra's request. So she prayed to the Divine Mother that, yes, Mother, see that I can take a little. Then he came back from the temple and said that I should not have listened to you. I got very much ashamed hearing what Mother said. Mother showed you all and said that are not you taking through so many mouths, still you want to take in your own mouth only. So this is the thing, practical Vedanta, these living examples of Vedanta. Swami Vivekananda said. Also, from the past also, this idea gradually developed. In the past also, we have seen, Swamiji says, that some of the kings like Janaka, they realized the Vedantic truth of ultimate Vedantic truth, and their king, that means he is one of the busiest of men they were. Still they could, live Vedanta So, and also he cites the example of Kurukshetra. Gita is nothing but Vedanta only. Vedanta was advised, Vedanta was taught in the battlefield. So, in this battlefield of life also, we can listen to Vedanta, practice Vedanta, and we can realize Vedanta. That is why Swami Vivekananda said that soul, this gem of a philosophy, which was so long confined to the handful of recluses in the forests and caves, that should be brought out from there to the use of everybody, so that using this Vedanta, one can have Abhuda as well as Nishtesha. Our Dharma does not say that everybody have to strive at this point itself, at this point of life itself, for Nishtesha. You can strive for material prosperity, you can strive for Nishtesha also. Nishtesha means ultimate spiritual realization. Attaining that, you feel, you become fulfilled from within. And you feel that you don't need anything. So, Abhuda and Nishtesha both are possible. For both, this Vedanta can be used by everybody. That is Swamiji's famous saying is there, that if a student practices Vedanta, if he practices Vedanta, he will think that I am the self. So, if a student practices Vedanta, he will be a better student. If a lawyer practices Vedanta, he will be a better lawyer. A clerk will be a better clerk, and a spiritual aspirant will surely attain the ultimate Brahmanhood, which is the ultimate goal of Vedanta. So, this, whatever Swamiji says, we know that the speciality, uniqueness of Ramakrishna mission is this. One is, we respect all religions as true. And another is, as our spiritual practices, not only we do only the conventional sadhanas like japa, meditation, pilgrimage, bhajan, etc., or reading of holy books, etc., we do work also, intensely active. All the monks of the Ramakrishna mission are always engaged. Monks and nuns of the Ramakrishna order are always found to be engaged in work. And also, Shivoggyana Jive Seva. Shivoggyana Jive Seva, we know, in presence of Swamiji, Sri Ramakrishna uttered it, or Narendranath, he was then, nobody could find anything, extraordinary in that, but only Swamiji understood, and he said that if time will be propitious, I'll spread it everywhere, and he did that. So Shivoggyana Jiva Seva, service, looking upon human beings as the living God, and work in a spirit of worship. These are our speciality. But the root is this. That our idea is this, that everything, every being is Brahman. Swamiji, in a lecture, God in every being, he says this, that our Upanishads say that Tyagena eke amritattam anushu, without renunciation, only on the basis, with the strength of renunciation, you can attain that state of immortality. Surely, what the sages say must be true. But he gave a new definition of renunciation. But do you mean, Ramiji says, by renouncing means what? You will have to leave your near and dear ones, and you will have to retire in the forest. You will have to go in the forest and caves and do your spiritual practices. If you do that, we cannot but call you human brutes. But that is not renunciation. Instead, you change your outlook on this world. So far, you have never seen anything other than God. You have always interacted with God. But only this difference, that so far you have taken God for man or animal all these days, immersed in the ocean of God. I am also God. Everything, every being is God. If I am immersed in ocean, above is water, below is everywhere is water. But actually, I am immersed in the ocean of God. God everywhere. I do not understand. But this is the truth. This is the truth. If I realize now, jastu sarvani bhutani atmanneva anupashyati sarvabhuteshu jatvat. This is the ultimate truth. So everywhere I will see me, everywhere this will be God only, and this is truth. Truth is such that even if I do not understand it, or I am not ready to accept it, it will work upon me. Just as think of the law of gravitation. It is a truth. Small babies, they do not know about this truth or Newton or gravitation, but for that, this truth does not allow any concession for the waves. Similarly, this is the truth. This is the ultimate truth. So, and it is said, it is there probably in the Bhashya, so far as I remember, Bhashya of the second chapter of Gita, when the Sthitapragya Lakshmana is being described, there Shankaracharya makes this statement, very short, pithy statement, that Kritartha Lakshanani Yani Tani Sadhanani. Kritartha Lakshanani means what are the natural characteristics of a realized soul. For a realized soul, this is the natural characteristics, that he sees God everywhere. And I am a spiritual aspirant, I am a sadhaka, I have not reached that state. But that will be my sadhana. What is his spontaneous characteristics? I will try to impress upon me, or I will try to follow this, or I'll try to grasp that. That may be, this is not deceiving myself. Sthitapragya. Sthitapragya means you remain unperturbed in complete opposite situations. For the realized soul, this is very natural. In pleasure and pain, they remain unperturbed. And for me, in pleasure and pain, I cannot remain unperturbed. Why? I know theoretically, I have learned that ideal, and I have also contemplated on it and understood that is an ideal worth for striving. So I try to also remain unperturbed in the face of sorrow, in the face of pleasure. So Kritartha Lakshanani Yani Tani Sadhanani, that will be our sadhana. So a Kritartha, a realized soul will realize that everything is God, every being is God. So I am not a realized soul, but I am a sincere spiritual seeker. So for me, what will be that? Whatever work I will do, work is done for a human being only. It concerns a human being. That human being, whether I understand or not, is God. So work will be worship. I am serving someone. I may forget. I may serve you looking upon a man who has some want. But I'll try to impress upon myself that you are God, and that is the truth. That I look upon you as a human being is not truth. That you are God, though I do not understand at this point that you are God, that is the truth. So whatever Swamiji said, that work is worship, or Shivogyane Jive Seva, are all attempts, are all means to practice that concept of practical Vedanta. And Sri Mother's life, Mother's whole life is an expression of this Vedanta in practice. Mother, you see, 150 years back, Jarambati is a remote village in India. Mother will serve prasad to whoever will come. They will belong to various castes, and mother belonged to the highest caste, Brahmin caste. But after they have taken their prasad, mother herself will clean the place and even remove the leftovers. So one of the mother's nieces said, Mago Chhatris Jater Eto Kurocho. Chhatris Jat. You are cleaning the leftovers of 36 castes. By 36 castes, it's been innumerable castes, various castes. Then mother's simple answer, Chhatris Kothai, Sob je Amar. Why do you say I am removing or cleaning the leftovers of 30? Why do you look upon them as belonging to innumerable castes? They, Chhatris Kothai, Sob je Amar, they all belong to me. This is the practical expression of Vedanta. Vedanta says we are all divine. We are not body, we are not mind. we are not intellect also, we are not this fragmented ego also behind all this. So we are all divine. Divine means that which is unlimited. We, from our heart, from our being, we always hate limitedness. So divinity means Vedanta gives us a unlimited identity. Swami Vivekananda is giving one lecture here in the US, and one lady is weeping after listening to his lecture. Why are you weeping? Weeping in joy. Because that man has given me eternal life, eternal identity. This eternal identity is divinity. So Vedanta says that you are all divine. And in that divine identity only, not in any material sort of identity, not in terms of electron, proton, neutron or subatomic particles. In that identity also may be one. But in that divine identity, on the basis of that identity, you are one with every being, everything. So this divine oneness, that is the core message of Vedanta. Whether you follow the path of Dvaita or Vishishtadvaita or Advaita, ultimately you realize, ultimately we have, believe that you have some divine element in you. Somehow I am related with God. Somehow I am related with Sri Ramakrishna or Holy Mother, and we consider them divine. And in that identity, we are all one. There is a famous, popular song on Sri Ramakrishna in Bengali, written by Swami, what is it, probably, yes, Chandikananda ji. Ramakrishner beditale mora miliachi ek pran. All of us have assembled at the altar of Sri Ramakrishna, and that is why we feel all of us are one. Miliachi ek pran, one soul we have become. So, some divinity, believe in some divinity is there. I am connected with some divine existence, and in that divine existence I feel oneness with all. This is Vedanta. And what Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother says and practices, that Chhotrish Kotha, you are talking of innumerable caste. I don't see innumerable. They all belong to me. So these are there. Holy Mother very often he would say like this. More than that, he live like this, and she is saying this. Sadhan korte korte dekhbe. As you continue your sadhana, spiritual practices, you will find that He who is in you is existing in all equally, in the high as well as in the lowly. And that's famous statement we all know. Amjad is my son. As Sharat is. Who is Sharat and who is Amjad? Holy Mother knows very well. Very well. When Amjad passed away, Amjad was a dacoit robber. And not only that, he was a Muslim. At that time, 150 years back, in a village, to behave well with a Muslim was very much, objected in this society. But Sri Ramakrishna says, Amjad also is my child, just as Sharat is. Sharat means Swami Sharadananda. Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother knows the stature of Sharadananda ji. Once, Sharadananda ji was very kind-hearted, and after he would be always, he will be always helping poor people and others, and nobody will know that. So one day he did some such act of helping some needy people, and when Holy Mother came to know, she was very pleased, and at that time she said, Did you notice how great is Sharat's heart? There may be many Brahmagos, but all the Brahmagos not necessarily have such a big heart, large heart. You will not find such a big heart after Narendra anywhere. Narendra is first, Vivekananda is first. You will not find such large-heartedness. Next to Narendra, you will not find such large-heartedness anywhere. Not in Bangladesh, Bengal, not in India, not in the whole world. So, Holy Mother was aware of Sharad's stature. He was aware of Amjad's stature also. So when Amjad passed away, I also doubted that he has not forsaken that practice of robbery. So still, to her, to mother's eyes, to mother's heart, Sharad and Amjad were equal. And everyone in the universe is Brahman. We said Sarvam Khallidam Brahman. Everything is in the universe is Brahman. Holy Mother also said. She did not use the word Brahman, instead she used the word Shantan. Brahmanda jure sabai amar Shantan. Everyone in this universe is my child. I look upon everyone as my child as well as Narayana. I look upon every child, everyone as my child as well as veritable image of God. According to the practical Vedanta, Swamiji gave a series of 4 lectures, entitled Practical Vedanta in London. There Swamiji says that in one place, that real activity according to Vedanta means intense activity along with intense calmness. In Holy Mother, we find this, always active. She would say that everybody should remain active, especially women folk, they should always remain active. And she was so intensely active and always helping others. And also her special characteristics was that calmness. Sharadanandaji says, have you noticed Mother? That her family was a very peculiar one, very challenging. Challenging in the sense, if everybody will be good, you can have a strategy. And everybody will be bad, then also you can make a strategy. But it is a mixture of extremes, extreme characters. Sharadanandaji is there. He is also included in his family. And they are very selfish, petty-minded brothers are there. Their nieces are there. Some of them are insane also. At least one was insane. So the sanest as well as insane, both are there in her family. But in all situations, Mother is always calm. And everybody, not only the good one, not only the sadhus one or the devotees one or the, direct disciples, even these brothers and nieces who are causing anxiety to Holy Mother, they also think that Holy Mother is my own. If there is nobody, Holy Mother is there. They are all have taken refuge in Holy Mother. So, as Swamiji says, that intense activity will be there as well as intense calmness will be there. And that is a sign of practical Vedanta that you always find in Sri Ramakrishna. And in that very lecture, one of that lectures, Swamiji says, in more than one place, Swamiji has always said this, that love is Vedanta. This is a new thing we hear. Love is Vedanta. Compared with intellect, Swamiji will pay importance to love. Swamiji says, intellect is only sweeper. It will sweep clean the path that you intend to traverse. But love, that takes you forward. So love is Vedanta because it makes for oneness. With love, if I love you, I'll feel unified with you. And Mother's life is one of all love. Vedanta is practice. Our title is Vedanta in Practice. This Vedanta is expressed in Mother's life in love more than anything else. Love only. Uninterrupted, indiscriminate love for all. Mother once said to a small child, how to love all equally. Mother said that, not to a small child, one devotee asked, how can we have equal love for all? Then mother said, you will love everybody and won't expect anything in return. Then only your love will be, then only you will be able to love everybody equally. So, mother, we have always found in mother that love. And Swami Vivekananda, if we discuss this, if you are to say what is the unique message of Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, in one word, we can say that practical Vedanta. How to make this Vedanta of the forest applicable in our day-to-day life, that is the unique contribution of Ramakrishna Vivekananda. And the means are this, that we will do our conventional sadhanas like japa, meditation, etc. That is clearly known to us as sadhana, that we will do. Along with that, as we have seen, just discussed, along with that, we have to perform all our work, attentively, perfectly, in a spirit of worship, in a spirit of offering at the feet of the same God whom I am trying to see in my heart when I am trying to meditate. And service also. Swami Brahmananda used to advise the sadhus and brahmacharis as a formula, as though that meditate, and serve his creatures. So meditate is the conventional form of sadhana, then you serve his creatures, looking upon them as Lord itself. So, if only Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda would have been there, and there would have been no Sharada Devi, what would have been the condition? We would have said, avatar is not for only Sannyasin. We would have said that this ideal of practical Vedanta, it may be very good, very worthwhile, but both Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda were Sannyasin. But the majority of the people of this world will always remain householder. It would never be that majority will turn to sannyasa. Only once such attempt was done in the Buddhistic period, and the result was that, Swamiji said this, the result was that everybody cannot grasp the high ideal of, and that is very natural, the high ideals of sannyasa. So the highest ideal of sannyasa they drag down. That is why whole Buddhism got degraded. So that will never be. But avatara, both are avatar. Sri Ramakrishna is avatar of the God, and Holy Mother is the avatar of Goddess. So both are avatar. We are fortunate that in this age both the avatara were active for our good. So, but avatara is never for only householders, only sannyasis. They are for entire humanity, and always the majority of the humanity will remain householder. So, if only these two characters would have been among us, Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, we would have thought like this, that however great this ideal be, however noble this ideal be, this ideal of practical Vedanta, it is not for the common run of people, those who are in the household. So it is only for the handful of sannyasis. But Holy Mother, actually Holy Mother make the divine mission of the avatar of this complete. So Holy Mother, though she was a renunciate at heart, for her divine sport or lila, she remained at the heart of samsara or household life, and there her family is more challenging than any of the householder because of what I mentioned just, that all the extreme, all peculiar, in the good sense also, all the extreme, people of extreme natures are there, good as well as bad. So her problem was her family was more challenging, but being in that family, she led a God-centered life, looking upon all as the children of God or as expression of the same God. So it is, we can say that Holy Mother, because of Holy Mother only, she has made practical Vedanta practical for the majority of people, majority of humankind. This is the unique contribution of Holy Mother. And also we should keep in mind that Holy Mother is an ideal not only for the householders. Householder or monks or nuns, householder or renunciate, Holy Mother is ideal for all. Holy Mother is an ideal not for women only. Women and men alike, she is ideal for all. Anybody has to deal with, several persons, man management, as we can say. Anybody is to required to do man management should learn from Holy Mother. Holy Mother is our ideal. And if we can shape our daily life without knowing anything about scriptures or holy books, if we can just sadhu or renunciate or householder alike, if we shape our daily life after the daily life of Holy Mother and do nothing, sincerely we are trying to mold our daily life after the kind of daily lives Holy Mothers spent, then without knowing anything about scriptures or anything, I believe that we can attain that spiritual state which our ancient Vedic seers as well as the seers of the modern age have attained. So this is a few thoughts regarding Holy Mother I have to share with you, and I have.
Thank you very much, Swami. And we will have Arati at 6 o'clock as usual. Then if you have questions or questions that you want to talk to Swami about, come down for the potluck. He has about 15 minutes if you want to be out, if you'd like to go out on the porch and greet people.
Yeah, as you say.
Okay. Anyway, he will be available at the potluck between 6:30 and 6:45. Come down to the convent, have some supper with us, and you can ask any of your questions. I think Swami gave a beautiful explanation of how to be in the world but not of it. Because when I first came to Vedanta, I didn't understand that statement. But if we study Holy Mother, we do. We understand exactly what they mean. Be in the world but not of it. So we're very honored to have Swami with us. I mean, this is like the second or third in command of the whole order. And we're very, very honored to have you with us.
I like very much to be present.
He loves Santa Barbara.
And we went to the beach this afternoon and we got swamped by the waves. The tide was coming in and everyone got there.
Okay, I'll just take this. Okay. So,
You have a few minutes.
according to Pushmukta,
if you ask me, I'll also ask. If you don't ask, I'll not ask. Sometimes it happens. While discussing the question, new questions come. Everybody loves Holy Mother, I have experienced. Without knowing what Vedanta or not Vedanta or what is the. She's such, everybody loves. You see, I can narrate some story, how when I was at Institute of Culture for 27 years, and probably I have met both the nuns present here. One I can remember, and I think I have met you also, Krishna Pranaji. Krishna Pranaji, rightly? Yes. So, therefrom, a book was published in Bengali, Shatarupa Sharada, the first of its kind. It was an anthology on various aspects of Holy Mother, Shatarupa Sharada. So, it was published at that time. I was not in charge of the publication, but I was assistant. I enjoyed, very much working for this book. So one day what happened, the in-charge Maharaj was a little in charge of the publication department. The monk was the in charge of the publication department. He was senior to me by 3 or 4 years in age, in Sannasa 2 years. So he used to look after the book sales department also, book section also. So there are some, problem in this, that one rickshaw puller, he has come at the end of the day almost to purchase that book, Shatarupa Sharada. It cost then 35 rupees. First edition has been published. It is in 1985 perhaps, 1985. So but he has brought only 25 rupees. So he has no money, but he would take this book. Then what to do? The workers or volunteers at the desk, they brought that gentleman to that Swamiji Shankar Maharaj to him. Then what has happened? Can you read? Well, no, I cannot read. Then why do you purchase this book? That book was published yesterday only, on the previous day only. Yesterday, a lady was leaving from your institution with this book in hand, and he hired my rickshaw. And I looking at the cover, on the cover, Holy Mother's photo is there. So looking at the cover, I felt I lost my mother when I was a small boy. Looking at this face, I felt it is my mother. So the whole day, he has earned 25 rupees. And immediately, when he thought that it won't be more than 25, he immediately has come to the shop to us to purchase that book. And our Maharaj gave him, allowed him to take that book. This is not one incident, so many incidents. You have got it. And another incident I mentioned, he was a disciple of, one lady was probably now he has passed away. He was a disciple of Vidasharananda Ji Maharaj, nice devotee, probably nice devotee, but with the domestic help, he was an omen, she used to behave very badly and rudely. See, domestic help will be, was a part of their family. She was staying there for years, but still she would behave with her very badly. One day, she went too far. She kicked that domestic maid, and she was hurt more mentally than physically. And she said, the Thakur is there, the master is there to look upon this. So what happened? That after a few days, that lady, that landlady, you can say, that lady of the house, she started suffering from a pain in his leg. So for years she was suffering. She went to all sorts of doctors, all sorts of treatment, Ayurveda, allopathy, homeopathy, but of no use. Then she was admitted to our hospital, Seva Pratishthan in Kolkata, and that domestic help is still there working in that household. So she could not sleep at night because of pain. So one day, probably surely she had slept in the early hours of that day. She saw in dream that Holy Mother has come, and she had an angry look, and angrily she is saying, yes, this will not be cured. No doctor would be able to cure it. Do you remember 2 years or 3 years back, you behaved in this manner with that woman, that domestic help? And yes, yes, mother, please forgive me, forgive me. She was weeping in dream. Well, why are you begging forgiveness of me? Mother said, I cannot do anything. You have to beg forgiveness of her. So when the next morning that lady came with pot of food, etc., then catching hold of her hands, she requested her to forgive her, and she forgave, and it was cured. So it is there. So mother is watching us. Mother was very careful to, always say that don't hurt anybody, even by word. To Radhu, she will say, the mishti kotha bol, be sweet-tongued. So this is there, mother is everywhere. So following mother's life, mother's way of dealing with others, that is very, all sadhus. Lokesharandaji always used to say, like mother, like mother. We all should be, whether we are male or female, monk or nun or household, we have to all follow mother. We have to be like mother, everybody of us, every one of us. Okay. So it is only 5 minutes to 6. I think we cannot disperse. Mantra. Jananing Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagatgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami